Okay, it is Friday. Happy Friday.
Sorry, this one's gonna be a lot thicker than yesterday because I barely put any.
So you can put some water in it.
Barely put any broth in it.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Just put water in it.
I don't want water in it.
Water's very good for you. So I am peeling these out. This is going to go into the compost bin. And then it breaks down, gets all yucky, and then you make compost. Compost. Hi. Hi. Katie's having mushroom and onion soup. The veggie soup. I'm glad I made just enough for like 2 days.
You did.
All right, so this is what it looks like. And these are the actual seeds. Look how big these seeds are. Look at that. They're huge seeds, right?
Did you grow these?
Yeah, these I grew by seed. And guess what? I'm going to dry the seeds up and use them again. Because there's no reason why I'm buying seeds when I have seeds. Especially since I grew the actual vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that it was a success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. Look at all these seeds.
Mom, I need that AC to come
You know,
out.
we have more seeds than we have. Like, with all the seeds that we have, I don't know how people in this world are growing hungry. And compost with time just, can fix so many things. Even the driest of lands. People just don't want to put in the time and the effort. Or they're impatient. Or things get so out of hand that they need like an answer now. Like it's triage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to come home and have dinner already.
Hungry.
What'd you eat today?
Yogurts and shake.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, at least you had time. What did they give you, like an hour or 45 minutes?
An hour. I need David to take the AC out of that window.
Oh, yeah? Why, it's too cold? When he gets back, you could let him know. Do you know how? Well, oh, he screwed it in, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did go to we did go to the hardware store today up in Yonkers, and we got a couple of moms. We're gonna do some community service tomorrow out on the parkland, and we're replacing or fixing up the flower box that was under the sign.
Mm.
So he's gonna do that tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Look at all the seeds that I collected here. Look at that. Look at all
That's
the
a lot of seeds.
It's a lot of seeds. Let me dry them up. It's a lot of seeds, guys. Friday night chit chat. That's what's good about peeling and processing real food and not opening up a can, is that you get to have conversations with your family. Oh, and guess what? I started looking at my YouTube favorite channels again, my mentors, and I'm watching what they're going through, real life, balancing accidents and going to the ERs and at the same time farming. And it's just, you know what? You do what you do and you keep doing it. So, got a point there. I ended up dropping something. Okay. So, I want to show you. Today was a little chilly. I didn't go really. I was outside for just a little bit today, not too much. I did feed the rabbits some. I may actually go earlier tomorrow outside and give these guys some food. Yeah, this is a lot of seeds. I just have to, I also have to put them in envelopes and then put the name on them. There's no reason why I should buy more of these seeds because I have them and they produced. So that tells me that we had a good harvest with this one. This one, I think I had 2. So today we ended up going to the hardware / nursery store in Yonkers, and we got some more corn husks, those big 12-footers. We are putting together, my team, my nonprofit team is putting together a community fall festival, and we like to do the organic look of it, you know, like the hay, big bales of hay on the playground all spread out, and then the corn husks, big tall ones, the 12, because they don't really get to see that, especially in an urban environment where literally we are surrounded by buildings. Okay, so I'm going to cut this up in pieces and I'm going to saute them. They're really not that hard. Oh, this one actually needs to be cut. See how these are? Look, it's almost like a butternut squash. It kind of tastes the same. This sat on this counter where my books are for months. We harvested that thing 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I think. So it really has a long shelf life, and I think that's one of the things that we need to consider when we are planting things is long shelf life. I see a lot of processing, can processing, which I think is great, jar processing, but also to grow things that you don't even need to put them in you don't need to actually process them, besides keep them in a cool place. Like potatoes and onions and garlic, you know, this literally was on there. And we had another one that we grew last year at the Keeper's House garden. And that one I had on the shelf for 6 months. So if we can grow food like that, where we don't need refrigeration, that also saves money. That's also great for areas that are lacking in refrigeration, you know. I have traveled a little bit, not as extensive as some people have, but the little bit that I have traveled, you know, internationally, overseas, whether it's in China. I went to China and South Africa and Ireland. You still get to see things that it's like, wow. You figure, how do we all get into these rural situations where food is really life and death? Okay, so now I'm going to cut these up. And the way I'm going to cut them up is really just cut them up in pieces. Look how easy that is. How I cut that up so easy. So again, this is it's called a candy roaster, and it grows very quick. It stays on shelf life for up to 6 months. That has been my experience, okay? I'm only telling you what has happened to me. No, this is not the best way of cutting it. I could probably hurt myself that way. So I'm cutting these in long pieces first, and then I will cut them up in smaller pieces. Saute these with a little onion, a little butter, a little salt, a little pepper. I'm not roasting them. I'm not putting on my oven, which actually I think I need a new stove. I've had that stove for, I think, 10 years. Two knobs are broken. The gas burner in the back, no matter what, it doesn't light up at all. It's just, one of the burners just kept breaking, and I got tired of fixing it, and now we can't even find it. So it's almost like we're working with only 2 burners. That doesn't make any sense. I would like to get one that has 6 burners, but I don't have room for it here. Okay, so here we go. That's pretty much it. And I'm going to make all of it. I'm not even going to freeze the other part. I'm just going to make it all because next week I'm taking a little trip, which I'm not going to say yet. I'll be around, but I'm not going to be eating this next week. So I want to make sure it's cut. So Friday night, a chill in the air. I think I'm going to start having my tea as of today. I did say fall was here. That was my yesterday's video. Fall is definitely here. You know, it's funny. I don't even hear the hens at all. I'm right by the back here. No, I haven't heard from them in hours. And I did go out, you know, just to check on them because they're like children. If you don't hear sound, you think something's wrong. That's how I was raised. You don't hear a child's, you know, make noise, something's wrong. Well, I say the same thing with animals. If you don't hear them rustling or making some kind of noise, something's wrong. Anyway, turns out to be nothing was wrong. I did go to the back. They were like going back and forth with each other, like running around. No pecking today. So I'm wondering if it's because they know winter is coming. And if winter's coming, you know what that means? That means they need to huddle together. Whether you like each other or not, it's the only way that they're going to keep warm is by huddling next to each other. And those 5 hens that I have left from the first, you know, from the first group, they're going to appreciate huddling with the other 9. You know? I think I'm almost done here. Oh, yes. All right, I'm going to flip the camera over. I should say the phone over. So I could show you what I've done. I have my eggplant here at the same time. It's a little buffet of everything today. Oh, and I get to feed the tumbler. Okay, so this is what I did. See that? I cut these up, and I'm gonna cut them up in little pieces. The smaller they are, the better. It's easier. The more that it's gonna cook up quickly. I'm gonna cook the whole thing in that, and then look at the size of these seeds. Do you see that? Look at that. That's amazing. I'm going to dry these up, and then I'm going to put them into an envelope with a name and the date because I was successful. So this is like the 3rd one that I got this year. This is just amazing. And out of the same vine. So one of these babies produced 3 of those. So that's what I mean. I can't wrap my head around the fact that we have starving people or people with food insecurity, and all it takes is a seed. A seed. And if the soil is not, able to support the seed, then this is where compost comes in. And we can do it. We just gotta get over our selfishness. Okay, well, I could speed up this process. Actually, right in front of the camera is all the squash there. I could speed up this process, as I was saying, but I'm not going to, because the fun part about cooking is cooking. I don't want to speed it up. Sometimes I see these videos where people speed up their cooking. Why would you do that? This is the only time I have where I don't have to think about a million things. The funny thing is, you don't see it from where you are, but I have my computer right in front of me. Because I'm actually working a little bit. I have a summary due sometime today. Of course, they didn't tell me what time it was due. So that's why I'm doing it now. But yeah. So I'm going to cut these up. The smaller the better. Because, you know, and they're not that hard. It's almost like cutting a potato. It really is almost like cutting a potato. At least these don't make me cry. So this weekend is going to be interesting because this is the first weekend that we really have changed temperatures. So right now I'm talking to you with a pink tank top, and over it, it's a sweatshirt, a zippered sweatshirt. And this zippered sweatshirt I will be wearing pretty much every day moving forward. The weather has changed. You know, the temperature has changed. And I am looking forward to it. It's nice and crisp. But at the same time, I know that growing food is going to be coming to an end soon. And whatever I have out there is going to take a long time for it to be mature enough for me to eat it. I do have shade cloths that protect things from getting cold and frostbite, but I have a lot of moving around to do this holidays. And I say holidays because once September comes, I know that the holidays are literally around the corner. Okay, so I'm going to take my old pan. I'm going to put the first 4 in here. And I'm going to brown them up first. And then, because I like that little brown, I'll brown them up first. If I'm not going to eat all this after it's cooked, then I would freeze it. That's another way of preserving food. Don't throw it away. You got people like my mom would say, there are people that are starving. Don't throw away food. Be humble when it comes to food. Because you think you're going to get it at the grocery store tomorrow, but what if you can't? What if something happens from now until tomorrow? I don't know. I mean, pretty much that's what happened with this pandemic 2 years ago. Pretty much happened overnight, just like that, all of a sudden, and then 2 years later. So, take your food and be humble about it. Be gracious about it. Food has grace. All food. Not sure if you like something, acquire a taste for it. Though I must say I'm not an advocate of liver. But then again, I'm not eating that much meat these days. I haven't really eaten meat in a long time. As far as meat is concerned, I think I mentioned this before, I don't really eat that much of it unless it's like chicken, which I don't mind eating because I don't mind harvesting chicken. Oh, I have a story for you. So one of my community members, I can say her first name because there's so many of them here. One of my community members, Betty, she was telling me how she has a Bangladeshi family who, they live near her, and she noticed they had a chicken. The funny thing is that I think she immediately assumed, and so did I think she immediately assumed that the chicken was there for eggs, for eggs, and not to have as a pet, but for eggs. We don't see the culture, the Bengali culture much when it comes to like having pets. They're very practical, very utilitarian. When it comes to having things and why they have things, and that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong here, but my guess is that they did not have a chicken for a pet. That's not something that they would do. However, being practical and having a practical sense, they would have the chicken for the logical reason of having eggs. And so immediately I thought of eggs. Well, today she texts me and she says, no, it's their dinner. So they ended up getting a live chicken, which they gonna harvest themselves. I should actually go to them and visit them and ask them how they do their harvesting, since eventually I will be going down that path. Yeah, you see, cutting these candy squashes that you see here, they're pretty quick. These are pretty quick. They have a nice meaty texture to them. They're solid, but they're not hard. That's what I meant about meaty. You could probably substitute that for some kind of meat. Ooh, we're almost there. And then the thing is with this stuff is that once it starts to cook down, it's half the pot. And unfortunately, for the past week, I've been eating a little bit later than I want, and that's because of a bunch of summaries that I have to do, and I don't do them until late in the day. So by the time dinner comes around, I'm late. So we're doing community service tomorrow, and we are mulching trees. But in the morning, I'll take care of the my family back there. I'll take care of them. And let me flip this over. I do use light salt, sea salt. There is another one that I like to use that is real salt. A lot of the homesteaders that I watch on YouTube, they use it. I did order it. I did have to get it online. It comes from Utah. It's mined there. Alright, I cut the onions. And now I am just wanting that cook in there. There's olive oil in there, by the way. Not regular canola or vegetable oil. It's olive oil, regular olive oil. I like it better for my health, so that's what I'm going to cook it in. I'm going to let that sit for a while. And then here is my brown rice. David likes corn, so I put corn in there, and there's chicken. So it's going to be a nice Friday meal. So this was definitely worth that whole conversation I just gave you. Well, enjoy your dinner. I'm going to enjoy mine. And have a great weekend. I'll see you the next time.